Hello guys, my name of course is Resonant and welcome back to another video. Now we have a very exclusive interview here with a new game that is going to be coming out. Oh, I guess we'll find out something to do with it in this interview. But I'm here with Marks and Balgi. Hello.
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 And they're going to be talking to you today about their new game coming out. It is within the historical genre, hence why it is on this channel. But would you like to give us a explanation and more brief introduction to what this game is going to be about, what it's called, and things like that?
So the project working title is Whigs and Tories American Revolution, which is similar, or pretty much the same thing as the mod we made. We think it's going to be the first proper line battle game based for regiments and infantry, but we'll try and cover the cavalry and other sides of the, usual.
So of course, you're saying it is actually based around the Whigs and Tories mod for Mount and Blade Warband, so there's going to be a lot of similarities with that, do you think?
Period, mostly, because it was a mod, so it's very limited.
Yeah.
Working from a fresh engine with your own stuff.
Of course. So, do you think is it going to be mostly a multiplayer game, or is there going to be some single player elements, or is it just going to be full multiplayer?
Full multiplayer, but there will be a lot of things you can do as just an individual player in multiplayer. So, you can do the usual, oh, let's go play a line battle, or let's go play some Siege on my own. But there will be other game modes that are more rewarding to play on your own. You can develop your skills.
Okay, so of course it's set in the American Revolution. How authentic or historically accurate are you hoping to make it, or are you going to have a bit of leeway with the sort of troops and armors or weapons and things like that?
The soldiers, the infantry uniforms, they're going to be pretty much as they were, like all the books I've got here and stuff. I've been looking into things, and you look at one book and it says this, and you look at another and you've got to sort of guess which one you want to do. So they should be 100% up to what they were. With the actual, like, let's just, a musket for an example, because we had on a Q&A, misfires. Yeah, they happened, but they were a pain in the arse in real life, and I think adding them into a game as well will be frustrating for a player, so we don't want to add those in.
Okay. In regards to how the game's actually going to work mechanics-wise, we'll start with mechanics-wise first off. Is there any pieces of work, such as other games, or things that you're trying to base it off? Or is it going to be a very unique sort of
base is like, say we've been inspired by Napoleonic Wars, the DLC for Warband more than anything. It's a nice, like, let's say base, but it is quite limited in what it can do, and it's just inspiration.
NWG is based off of an outdated engine, to say the least. Modern technology allows us to do more things.
Okay, so in regards to it being based off, of course, a Mount and Blade mod, there are a lot of limitations in with that. What kind of how many unique features are you hoping to get in? Is there going to be anything big that people may not have seen before from, let's say, Mount and Blade mod? What kind of unique features are you actually hoping to put into the game?
Well, it's hard to, dance around this one anyway, because we could give away a lot of stuff, and people can get excited, but it also means you'll see it in other games as well. If you're a regiment leader, you will really like this game. If you run a clan currently, and you know how much of a pain it is to run a regiment, how demanding it can be, this game's going to really help you relax and make it easier to do. As a player as well, you'll be very... feel there's no rewards for being a good player as well. There's no official system to show the best players in the game. There's a lot of personal bias when it comes to, oh, who's the best regiment, who's the best player, but this game will tell you exactly who those people are, and they will be publicly known.
So are you going to have sort of like a ranking system in terms of like uniforms and stuff like that that's going to have ranks?
Yeah, that's all expected. Like, if you want to be a sergeant, you can be a sergeant. If you want to be an officer, you can be an officer,
So basically... oh, go ahead, Buggy.
Yeah, let me add to that. It's also gonna be quite rewarding for players that just want to go on their own, but at the same time want to be a part of a team inside the game, but not like fully commit.
Yeah.
So if you let's say for example, you come home, you want to play some of our game, but you just can't be asked to go into TeamSpeak and all that, you know, with the regiments and stuff. You can hop in a server and you'll find it very easy to actually be a part of what's happening without actually fully committed to it.
Yeah. So, like, as you're saying there, it's going to be quite easy to just be a part of it if you just want to play on your own. But how are you going to sort of distinguish the type of gameplay between if you want to be in a clan or on your own? Is there going to be different game modes, or is it all going to be part of a one thing?
You'll have a completely different experience if you're in a regiment.
Is it going to be like some are there going to be private servers on that you can have events?
Yeah, you can have a private server, but I mean, like, even behind actual in-game play, there'll be a lot more going on. Like, being part of a regiment, like, well, I'll say this, like, the way we want to do it is you can join a server and you can see your regiment in real time, like how many people are actually playing within your regiment and what servers they're on.
Okay.
So let's say you go to an event and you've got like a regiment of 40 people, you'll see that 40 people in like a sort of parade on the left, and you can join their server. But you won't see that if you're not in a regiment, so there'll be reasons to be in a regiment as well.
Okay, so it's going to be sort of like, I don't know, it's very just broadly something that we have in other games where you join a party with someone or something and you see like a friends list who's in your party and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's going to be like a permanent, persistent regiment thing. So once you join the regiment, someone can like invite you to a group and then you'll be able to see who's where and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I know this. I just thought of this just then. In terms of being in a regiment, are you going to make it really orientated towards being in a clan, like encouraging it? Is there going to be some sort of voice over IP in the game, or is it going to be you have to get on a TeamSpeak or something like that?
We'd like TeamSpeak to stay as a sort of main thing, because in-game voice chat can be abused, and we've thought about it. It would be nice to have it, but at the same time it does come with a lot of like cons as well. There's a lot of good, you know, you can do roleplay more efficiently, you can get people involved in little ideas more, but it also means people can spam like recruitment, or they can shout abuse, or they can just play music and stuff and just annoy people.
Yeah.
And with the server where you've got 150, maybe even more players, finding like a troll band, let's say we all know the trolls like Gunzo and Bush Pirates and stuff.
I like how you just like Bush Pirates and Gunzo, of course.
Yeah. Imagine if they got into like public server, just like a bunch of people just fucking around, like just having a laugh. It is, you know, a laugh at the end of the day, but it's still gonna ruin your experience if you're trying to roleplay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if someone's going in for like a single-player experience, then they can have a bit more messing about. But in clans, it's gonna, if you're trying to do a big event and people are just playing stuff through the chat, that's gonna be a bit of a pain. Especially even if you have a muting system, you're gonna have to go down and find who's playing.
And people's TeamSpeaks, like you can mute someone in TeamSpeak, or you can ask them, like, "Hey, can you sort your mic out? It's a bit shit." But even in game, like the chances of them like responding to you if they're just hot micing breathing, it's a bit like, "Oh, this mate."
Yeah. Is there going to be in the game, because obviously you're trying to get this a bit like a Mount and Blade clan, Napoleonic Wars type event or Wigs and Toys type event thing, you're trying to make that as a standalone game. Is there going to be some sort of forum or application thing in the game itself, or is that going to be a separate thing? Like in Mount and Blade, if you want to join a clan, you go on the forums and you have to apply for that. Is there going to be some sort of that integrated into the game as it's trying to be? If people...
let me take this one.
Sure.
That is exactly what we are trying to do here. Like, Mount and Blade developed on its own within the community, and clans were based off of the game, but the game itself did not help you with it.
Yeah.
So you had to make everything yourself. We're actually trying to give clan leaders all the tools they need to, and the members as well, to be in their clans and participate in their clans within our game, instead of just using a website or whatever.
Alright, is there anything you want to say on that, Marks?
It also will make it easier for regiment regiment leaders to know who exactly is in their regiment and how like good of a player they are. Let's say you're in a server and you say, some guy called like Cool Guy or something. He just seems like a normal player. You say, "Oh, do you want to join my regiment?" He joins the regiment and you see that he's actually quite an established player. Like he's got a certain amount of kills. He's, you know, played since this date. He's going to be a good member. He joins in. You can sort of see like how strong your regiment actually is, like who are the weaker members who need to be like bumped up in a certain training. So, you know, you don't have like arrogant people in your regiment. They're like, oh, I fucking played for 5 years, but they can't block still, you know?
Yeah, that's well, that's actually going to be a really useful feature, because a lot of the time in regiments, it's more of you have to be watching all the time as a leader who's good and who needs more work. But if the game itself will tell you who's not as good, then that will really help with training. But also with recruiting as well, there are a lot of clans that want a certain, you know, experienced type of player to be in their clan, and obviously they'll be able to see that, so only a few people will be able to get through. And if obviously they're not the right experience, they're going to have to work towards it if they really want to join that clan, and then the leader can see if they want to join or not. You did briefly go over it, and obviously you might not know, or you might not want to answer this question.
Player count?
What? Yeah, your player count. What do you think it's going to be, or approximately what would you like it to be?
To be honest with you, we said from the get-go, if we don't get anything above 150, we're just going to cancel the project, because this sort of game needs to be large scale.
Yeah.
If it's small, you really are missing out on the actual fun of what this is. Like, they were large scale battles that were just nuts, like lots of people. I think it's perfect, and Unreal is very flexible, and we've got a very strong team for networking as well. We've got some good people, so 150 is our lowest, but we'd like to go higher. It's way too early right now to like give a solid answer, but once we know, you guys will know. Like, we'll be shouting it from the rooftops, pretty much.
Sounds good. You did mention this is going to be very heavily infantry based, with line infantry warfare and all that kind of stuff, but are you thinking of having artillery or cavalry, or even maybe some navy type units in there?
Balgi, do you want to take one?
Sure. Of course, everything will be there. Like, you cannot have a line battle without cannons, can you?
Yeah, of course.
There will be a high variety of troops. Actually, you can have rifles, militia, as well. Some types of artillery, cavalry, maybe.
Cavalry later.
Cavalry.
Later. Much later.
Nah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going straight in there. He wants it straight away. Ambitious. I like it.
Me too.
We want to give players the full experience, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Because line infantry is good, but on its own, it can get quite boring.
Yeah, you want to be able to have like cavalry, which helps in tactics and things like that, and it'll kind of change the way the battles work a lot.
That's true.
According to like how you're saying, like with the player count and stuff like that, are you planning on, or have you started already working? Are you planning on making an engine from scratch, or are you using something like the Unity engine? Or
we're using Unreal. We started off using Unity. We know other projects like in the same genre are using Unity.
Yeah.
Looked into it, and we feel more at home in Unreal. Unreal is just a lot easier, and the progress we've made with Unreal, we would have been way further behind on Unity.
Yeah, what features do... Oh, sorry, you go.
Go on, Balgi.
Yeah, okay. In terms of networking, though, we will be actually adapting Unreal's networking to our needs. So we're not going to use the default Unreal networking on that.
Yeah, well, you did say you started off with Unity, but you felt more at home with the Unreal Engine. What things do the Unreal Engine have that the Unity Engine didn't have that's going to help you with the development?
Unity doesn't have the visual coding for a start. It's got it coming. It's like a plug-in, but it's not base. Like, there you go. Unreal is just nicer looking as well. Visually, it's a lot prettier.
So, this kind of relates to the engine, but also relates a lot to the community and some of the viewers that may be actually listening right now. In terms of, obviously you're thinking about making the game as itself at the moment in these very early stages, but later on maybe, are you thinking of added in possibilities for other people to mod it at all, or is it going to be a straight game that you want it to be like this?
Unreal is very easy to mod. Like, I think I'll let Balgi talk mostly about this, but just for example, like most Unreal games do offer modding. If you enjoy a game now and you know it has modding, check if it's made by like using Unreal. Sorry, just the flexibility from it. We could do the same, but I think I'm gonna let Balgi take over for this bit. So,
well, it's not gonna be in the early stages of the game, but it's definitely something that we're looking to introduce later on. As Mark said, yes, Unreal offers a very handy way of handling modding. So with a little bit of coding, I think we can make it happen.
Mm.
But we understand the importance of modding, and we want to make it a lot more streamlined than what people are used to now. Like, when I say used to, I think everyone knows I'm referring to Mount and Blade. Like, now you have to do it manually, but you can probably use the workshop with Wigs and Tories.
Yeah. Anyway, so just to, is there anything else before I go into the last couple of questions that you want to tell everyone? Is there any features that you want people to know about?
I'd say just keep an eye out, and if you donate, you'll know a lot more about the game, really, because we're much more honest with our donators than we are with just
The general people.
everybody. Yeah, I feel
Anyway,
like they're more close to us, you know.
yeah. Anyway, that takes me on to my last couple of things. How far along with development? Is it just ideas at the moment, or have you started to get into more of the developing side of it? How far along are you at the moment?
I can say that no, it's not just ideas. We actually have a game in our hands at the moment,
Okay.
and it's being worked on every day. As our Steam group says, we're working 23/7 because one must make time for tea, of course.
My joke.
Of course. And I know obviously you won't answer this, but I might as well ask. Is there any plans of when you're planning on at least releasing it, or is there going to be an early version of the game? Or
Public release, like everyone can play it? Because I think alpha would be a more easier question to answer, really.
okay, yeah, sure.
Alpha, I'd say, well, in my head, I wanted to announce the game in December, but it ended up being like February, March time. It's hard to sort of pinpoint because you have a rough idea, so take this with a grain of salt. I'd like it to be an alpha by the time everyone starts going to school, like at the end of the year, so September, August, yeah, around then. If you live in the UK, that is. I know it changes in different countries. I'd like it to be an alpha by then. And when I mean alpha, I mean most of the base is covered and it's somewhat playable. Like, you can do some of the features we've talked about.
But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm definitely looking forward to this game. I've always kind of wanted something that's been around the line battle thing, but as a standalone game, because obviously that was more created by the community and not Tailwords itself. So it would be good if the community created their own game in terms of the line battle games. But if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like on it. If you want to see more about this, I'll leave some links down in the description. Do you have a donation link that I can leave in the description?
You can go through the front page. It's all a bit shitty at the moment, actually. Sure, if I'm allowed to swear.
Well, you guys can find your way around that and see what you can find. But anyway, thank you, Balgi and Marks, for coming on and doing this interview.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And I will see you guys in the next video.